And just like that, we are back home, and now it's time to answer your questions regarding what I took from these adventures. If you haven't seen my video yet, click on this link. It'll take you straight to where this whole journey began and as to why I took a 5-week journey. Now let's get into your questions. From going to Texas and Arizona to Washington and then taking the train to California, I could have never imagined living what I went through, and honestly, I would do it all over again. I got to see some amazing sceneries and experience different lifestyles everywhere I went. I have nothing but appreciation towards everything I experienced and loved even doing all the game night activities with my friends and scheduling out all these type of traveling and checking out different sceneries. It was all such a crazy and amazing experience. In a while, so I'm taking full advantage.
Dolphin, I swear.
The lies.
Right here, right here.
Are you sure? Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so nice!
This keeps getting better and better.
So I posted on my Instagram if you had any questions regarding all this 5-week kind of journey, and these are some of the questions I was asked. The first question is from Flowers for Days. She asked, share something that didn't go as planned. And girl, where do I even start? From the ice storm in Texas, to losing my flight, to falling in a hike, to it pouring on the next day, I went to Disneyland, ending the life of my phone and my shoes giving up on me. There's no way I could have ever planned for those things to go any different. But it ended up making it part of the experience and adding to the stories I got to share with you. Our next question is from Pray for Panda. He asked, have you noticed the change in you within these 5-week journey? Oh yeah. I learned more about myself and the importance of keeping God within my plans. I grew up at church, and this trip made me appreciate all that I have learned within my path with God. There were times I felt empty, and even in moments where I was surrounded by people and the moments I would find myself worshiping and praying on my own time, it would uplift my spirit so much and made me realize that I'm so comfortable in my living area that when taking out of it, I was closer to God and loved the importance of a relationship with Him. In myself, I would say I grew to appreciate the person I am, that I am enough by just being myself, and grew my confidence of being able to do things I never thought I would be doing. It was great to even go to different churches and kind of see how every person worship God differently. I personally am so drawn to people who talk about their faith and their relationship with God in such passion, because I want to see people's faces light up when they say God's been so good to me because I've been going through this, and share their testimony. It's like a really nice intimate moment where I was able to, listen to the songs and hear different preachings that spoke to me, and hopefully spoke to you as the little clips that I was able to add for you as well. Our next question comes from Sazón del Corazón. She asked, who was Nayeli before this 5-week journey, and who is she after? Now, the Nayeli before this whole thing, I think she just lived a very comfortable life. I knew my responsibilities. I knew that I had to work. I had to do this at church. I had all these things, and I was dimming in a sense, because I found no purpose of okay, I'm working, I'm doing this for family, I'm doing this for other people, but what's the purpose within myself? And I think this really brought out to who I am now. I guess in a sense it was more of a confirmation of okay, am I meant to just be here, or can I actually do something more in my life? And it brought more spontaneousness out of me, and more of a feeling that okay, I can move things around and I can say yes to any opportunity, because then that opens so many other doors for me. And though I've also always been pretty social, it allowed me to even be more out of my shell and be okay, I can be myself and, meet all these new different people, and also stay with the people that I know, and just created that much more of confidence in me. And now we have some little anonymous messages that I want to share with you guys as well. One person says, how are you able to talk to a stranger so easily? Which honestly, I've been asked this quite a lot, because I tend to talk to anybody. I like to say that I'm if I was a I guess a game from a PlayStation or whatever, I would be E for everyone. I love people and I love like interacting with everybody because I don't know, I think it's just fun. Honestly, I surprise myself. But in all, I see the person for who they are. We all have bad days and we all have good days. There's bound to be something you can agree on or find ways to educate yourself with that person. I was so blessed to meet all the new people I came across by that till this day I still keep in contact with them here and there. Some are just for the moment, but if you're able to brighten someone's day, why not take advantage of it? This world has become so lonely to not just take that step and say hi, because you don't know what lesson you will take from them as they will with you. I also want to say that in this trip I also had some amazing food. Like, I got to experience all these things and I learned something about myself. I guess I'm pretty into sandwiches because that's kind of what I ran into seeing after editing. But in all these amazing sandwiches I was able to try, I realized that I do this like nod of approval in every food that I taste. So let's take a look. Another anonymous question was, how can you afford all of these things? And to answer this was just planning, honestly. It was just finding different days that would work best, and since they were just one-way tickets, it added up to not being too expensive. I will jot it down and break it down for you guys. So once I actually planned all the times and all of the places that I wanted to go to, I kind of mapped out how I wanted to do all of this. Was I gonna start here, go there, like what was the best way to kind of schedule out myself and schedule the flight times that I was able to see as well. So obviously you have to take into consideration like the time differences. You have to take into consideration that I was working through all of these and was requesting maybe like about 1 day a week out, except Texas because of the whole ice storm. I just told them like I'll take the day back because I didn't really need it. So all of those things play into action, and I just kind of organized myself to be like, okay, I can do this, talk to my friends. We were able to line everything up. The train was something I knew I wanted to do, and that one I had to just submit to the time that it was. And I knew about the price range of it. So as long as I knew what I was able to budget with, and I was able to spend and pay for those things in advance, it became a little bit better to adjust my spending, if that makes sense. So let me share with you how much I spent on each one-way flight and pretty much what I spent on my traveling. From Vegas to Texas, my one-way flight was $88.98. From Texas to Phoenix, it was $162.98. From Phoenix to Washington, it was $103.99. That's not counting the, I want to say, what is it, like $80 that I spent after your girl missed her flight? Let's do one little thing for just the fun of it. Now the train ride from Pasco, Washington to LA, it was $135. And that's like you're doing 40 hours and you can bring whatever food you want. I didn't think that's bad, and if you get a chance, I can't recommend it enough. Please get a chance to do it. It's so much fun. It's so cool. Even doing it solo was fun for me. And lastly, the LA to Indio, where I was with my family, was $19, and that was the one way with the train, and I think that included also the bus, because I'm not seeing anything else. In total of all my expenses for traveling wise, I spent $509.95, which that I would pay, you know, here and there and checking the times. Obviously it was a lot of stress. It was definitely more planning, but I enjoyed it because it was something I was really wanting to do. And obviously, you know, with the help of my friends, with the housing, that really helped me as well. Or we would go out to eat. They would pay for me sometimes I would try to pay for them, and it was just like a cohesive thing of that working out. Obviously I didn't lose on my job, so I was able to work and still get a check, and so all of that just kind of worked out on its own, got kind of settled everything on its own. So I was very blessed to be able to afford it, and honestly I would do it all over again. And I took it as like a self-investment. It's something that I wanted to do, and if it's something that, you know, I'm able to travel to all these places and hop from one flight to another 1 week. I mean, I will tell you, 1 week into every place, it does get exhausting. I definitely had to recharge here and there, but it was so much fun. Like I get withdrawals of not traveling now. Like I miss the plane feeling and everything. I'm just like, a month goes by and I'm like, a month is too long after going week by week in a train or in a plane or in a car or some type of road trip, right? So I kind of got myself into that problem now. And now for our last anonymous question. How do you know so many people? The people that I stayed with, I've known for a while, except my coworker, which I had never met in person, but have known for over a year working with her. I've known people through church events, and the rest were family members that opened their homes to me and took the time out of their day to host me. I'm beyond grateful for all they did for me and the memories I've created with them. I had a deep conversation with each one of them, which I will forever treasure, as they know they will always have a home with me. And when I thought all of this planning of trips was over and that was all the traveling I was gonna do through the whole year, God was like, you have no idea what's in store for you. So hang on tight, because these adventures have just begun. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Please go ahead and subscribe. Or wait, hold on.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right.
Like, and subscribe. In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Hit the bell. Hit the bell too.
Yeah.
For these notifications.
So as they said, please go ahead and listen to them. They know what they're talking about. I will go ahead and see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into this video. I love you guys so much. God bless you, and adios mis amigos.
Let's go. Saluditos, adiós.
Monetizing for Nayeli, let's go.
Here you go, here you go.
Okay. They hit something.